Welcome back. I've got a very nice vegetable. These are particularly good at the moment. These are shallots, and you can get thin ones, you can get fat ones. You peel them, and just in case you don't know quite how to handle a shallot, I will just show you. You top and tail, and then you make a very thin line, and you can just lift the whole layer off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften these in a frying pan. I put some olive oil in the bottom, and I just layer these in. It's really that simple. And what I'm aiming to do is to soften them and brown them, give them a bit of colour and get them a bit softer. So we'll leave those to do there. I prepared a tray to put them in the oven on with some paper. You could use a non-stick pan, you could use whatever you like. I'm taking equal quantities of breadcrumb and ground padano, which is very, very similar. In fact, I prefer this particular one to a grated parmesan. And I want about the same quantity, and it is about, okay, and that's it. Those plus these bacon slices really are all that's going to happen here. Now I give these a little mix, and that's ready for later. If you wanted, you could curry flavour them with a bit of curry powder. You could pep them up with some chili. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just having mine quite plain today. And we're going to turn these over because I want a sort of goldeny surface on every side. The reason this is necessary is because if you had very thin ones, it probably wouldn't be that necessary, but I don't want a hard centre after about 25 minutes in the oven, and I don't want to do any longer in the oven because I will then burn my bacon, etc. So I'm just softening them a little bit. It'll take about 4 minutes, not very long. If you can get little thin ones, they just take longer to peel, so the choice is yours. This looks an impressive dish. It doesn't cost the earth, and you can have it with soup. You can serve it as a vegetarian side dish. You can have it with cold meats and pickles. You can do a lot with this particular thing. You can also put it with fish. It's a really nice thing. And you can have it as snacky foods too. It makes very good aperitifs as well. And I know we're always going on about that, but when it gets hot here, people like to sit outside with their drinks and have little tasty things. And sometimes having little hot tasty things is rather nice. And this, you can leave it to cook on its own. It doesn't need a lot of looking after. It just does its thing. It may be sensible to cut yours in half if they come very long. I know you can buy them different lengths. This is how mine have come. So I cut some up to start with, and we'll see how we go. Now, because I've got an assortment of sizes, I'm lifting out my little ones first. I'm just going to demonstrate on these when they're cool enough. I've put them on this dish to cool them, and then we're going to wrap them in this. It's really very simple. An individual piece, and I just wrap it up. Can you see? Just roll it and pop it on the paper. I take another piece, there you go. And if you start at one end, then you can kind of roll it around a little bit and cover the whole thing. There you are. Another one completed. Now we're going to take out some more onion shallot. These are looking quite fun, but they're going to be covered in the breadcrumb and parmesan mixture because that gives it the cheesy edge finish, which makes it very nice indeed. And we've got one more of these. They're a bit fiddly, but I'm always fingers and thumbs and quite a clumsy person. So, you know, it's a usual thing. If I can do it, you can do it. So we're probably got some of these softened now. Yes, that one's. We're not looking for them to be floppy soft because they're going in the oven, but we are looking for them to be softer. Just those two at the moment. And I'm just turning these over to caramelize the other side. It makes them sweeter and more succulent. It just I suppose you could do them without it, but you'd have not the same result. And let's put that to there. Once you put this onto the itself, it kind of sticks. It's slippery on the actual. Ah, gosh, it is a bit hot. On the actual shallot. I'm very impatient, so I always like to try and do things quicker than they can be done without burning you, you know. Okay, so I'm lifting these out, and these, and we'll have to leave these a little bit longer to cool because they are that much bigger. Giving this one here a little bit longer. The pan is very hot and still continuing to cook. So we'll leave that one in there for a little bit longer. We'll leave these to cool a little bit, and then I'll come back and put them on there. They are hot. Oops. Oh, these are so fiddly. There you are. And I've got one more, which is the giant one. Oh, this is very hot. Right. Now, you take the little topping that we've made earlier and you just sprinkle. This is not very difficult. Anyone with a little bit of time can make these. It doesn't matter if you're not accurate. It's not important. They're just given a little bit of a cheese covering. There you are. So I'm now going to pop them in the oven, and I'm going to just cook them. It's 175 centigrade, and I'm just going to cook them for 15 to 20 minutes, probably the full 20. But I'll keep an eye on them because I don't want these to burn, and this one, so you need to keep an eye. Ovens are different. Oh dear, that was nearly a disaster, wasn't it? I put them fairly low because I want them to just, I don't want to frizzle them, okay? And we'll come back after the allotted time, take them out, and you'll see how gorgeous they are. It's 18 minutes, so we'll have a quick look, and you can see they look wonderful. They look wonderful. Let's just lift them off and pop them on a little plate. There we go. They look wonderful. And you can see they've crisped up. They've softened on the inside. They smell wonderful, don't they? There we are. And the last one I can fit on easily, I think. There you are. There are a few more to go on the plate, but they won't. So we'll start with those. They look pretty good, don't they? So there you are. That was an easy thing to make. So it's a really crunchy, cheesy and bacon topping. And I think that's wonderful. Well, enjoy.